finally, the Lions tour has begun. Well, technically, the tour hasn't actually begun because the Lions are still at home, and the tour portion of the Lions tour hasn't actually begun. But the first game has been played for the 2021 British and Irish Lions team. Now, this is like a historic match. This is the first time the British and Irish Lions played Japan, and this was the first time ever the British and Irish Lions team played at home. This could probably be the first time. This probably will be the first time in history ever. This is probably never going to happen again for the British and Irish Lions team to play at home in front of 65,000 home ground at Murrayfield in Edinburgh. But yeah, despite all the historic precedents, this match I thought the Lions team played really safe this match, to be honest with you. Look at my hair, it's just all messy. I need a haircut, but Australia's back in lockdown. Anyway, different story. And I did feel like, as you can see, that halftime score was 21 points to nil for the Lions. And the second half, they just really took the gas off and really kind of just looked like they didn't want to get injured. Alum Wyn, the captain, looked like he got injured 7 minutes into the game. He went in for he went over the ruck and he got cleaned out, and it looked like he may have rolled his wrist or something. He was in a lot of pain on the ground, and they took him off the field. But later on, they showed him sitting on the bench. No ice, no bandages or anything. He's not just sitting there on the bench, having a laugh with his teammates. So he looks like he's gonna be okay. But Alum Wyn went down, and it was, I think all the Lions fans out there will be really, really, really sweating when you saw that. But for all of us Southern Hemisphere people, we were cheering. I was singing, okay? I was singing 38 Lions on the tour, 38 Lions traveling. You take them down, you pass them around, 36 Lions left. That's how you break them. That's how you break the Lions. You take them down, you get them injured, you roll them off, and then you win the tests. That's how it goes. And I thought the captain was out 7 minutes before the tour even started, right? Unfortunately, he looks like he's going to be okay. Unfortunately for the rest of them. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing my favorite jersey of all time because I felt like I have to represent. I had a Japanese jersey, but I gave it away. There's something you'll learn in life. You never you never give away things you like, okay? It doesn't matter how much you think the other person will like it. Never give it away, okay? If you like something, just keep it, okay? Like the appreciation you get from the person that you give the gift to, it's never worth giving away something that you like, because you always appreciate more than the other person that you're giving it to. So never give away anything. I had a Japan jersey from the Rugby World Cup, but yeah, I gave it away. So I have to wear my favorite jersey of all time. This one. I'm not even sure anyway, you will know what this is, but I'm not really sure how. Yeah. Anyway. So yes, the game went underway. This was the referee. Apparently, his last international referee. He's the Japanese he's the French referee. What's his name? Do we have it here? They don't have it here. But this was apparently the referee. He's one of the French referees. Last match he's gonna ref, and the game, very historic game. But yeah, let's go through the game. I wasn't very impressed by the Lions team, especially in the second half. But overall, Japan put up a really, really good fight, and the Lions just seems to be a little bit more physically dominant, both at tackling. So the Japanese team were not able to get over the game line, except what's his name? Natsushima. Except for Natsushima, he was the only one able to break the Lions team's defense and able to, like, he just looked electrifying on the field. I thought he was by far the most outstanding player in the Japanese team. And outside of him, the Japanese team really looked like they're running to brick wall. And then the Lions team, on the other hand, when they were running the ball, it just looked like they were very easily able to get over the advantage line throughout the game. Okay, so let's go from the beginning. Okay, right from the beginning, the 7 minutes, the both teams were back and forth a bit, right? And it was looking really good. The Japanese attack looking really smooth. And it didn't look like Japan had any, like, rust or anything. And about 5 minutes into the game, the commentator mentioned it. Commentator when Japan looked really good. There's not even, like, any mistakes. There's no rust. And as soon as the commentator mentioned it, Leach, Leach's son, the Japanese captain, drops the ball. And he not only drops the ball, but he, like, jumped over the ball so that the Lions couldn't play it. And he gave away the penalty. As soon as the commentator said, the Japanese look really polished and didn't look, haven't made any mistakes so far. But yeah, anyway, Lions had an opportunity, and this was just 40 minutes out. So you would, like, in the test match, you would think that the Lions would probably go for a kick, but the Lions opted for a line out, which is what you want to see. However, the execution was a bit off. The line out was fine, but they weren't able to breach the Japanese line. Japan's defense was quite good at the start. And then eventually the Japan actually were able to turn over the ball on the breakdown in this really, like, golden opportunity, like first good opportunity for the Irish Lions, British and Irish Lions to score, and Japanese snuffed it out. 2 minutes later, this is where Alum Wyn Jones, the god of Welsh rugby, like, he goes down, looking like he's in a tremendous amount of pain. Okay, and Alum Wyn Jones has known to be a man who never really shows pain. He just doesn't care. If you tickle him by the balls, he doesn't even care. He just have a laugh. I remember in like the previous Lions series, he got knocked pretty hard. Like he knocked out. He got up. You can see on his face, he was just like, "Where am I?" Like he didn't even realize, he couldn't really figure out why he was on the field, and then he just played on. Like this was last Lions series, so he's like incredibly tough man. He was on the ground, like face down, looking like he was in a lot of pain. And then the medics went on, and he was holding his wrist, looking like he may have dislocated or broken a hand or something. 7 minutes in, and people genuinely thought his tour was over before he's even set foot on the South African soil. But later on, luckily, they showed him sitting on the bench, not really much of a struggle, and his hand was like not really strapped or anything, so he looked like he was fine. But when he was like on the field, he was like looking up in the sky, like praying, like look like oh my god, what have I done? Like he looked like his like reaction to this looked like it's over. Okay, and I was cheering. I thought the Lions were over. I thought only 36 of you left for the tour. But anyway, luckily for the Northern Hemisphere people, he looked to be fine. We'll have to look at news later on to see how bad he actually is. Anyway, the British and Irish, eventually the Japan just seemed to be wearing down a bit. The defense just started to give away a little bit more territory every time. And eventually, around 13 minutes in, Bandiaki, he's playing at inside center. And he's just, really trying to solidify his spot for the inside center position. He did a really nice run that led to he did a really nice run. There was some nice offloading. It ended up with a penalty again, and that went into a line out, and there was a quick ball from the line out, and Josh Adams from the Lions, he gets the ball on the wing. There was some nice offload, passes to him to the wing, and he was really close. He just like stepped inside and then like just powered his way through another defender. He stepped the defender, powers through another defender, goes in for the first try for the Lions. And at this point, yeah, Japan did look like they were a little bit like just being like outsized a little bit. Oh, by the way, the Lions jersey looks absolutely magnificent this year. I always thought the Lions jersey looks quite like really crappy. Like, I don't know why. I just always thought they like look really cheap. I really never liked it. But this jersey this year really looked like quite nice, like really slick. And for some reason, they made the number on the back of the jersey, right? Imagine like the number back jersey, like typically like pretty the size, like typically quite big, but for some reason they made the number like quite small on the back of the jersey, and the Japan had the number like a normal size number, right, on the back of their jersey. So the Japan's jersey numbers are bigger, noticeably bigger, slightly bigger, not noticeably, slightly bigger than the Lions jersey's numbers. So what this did, right, this created I thought created a little bit of a like optical illusion that the Lions players would just look bigger, like noticeably bigger than the Japanese players. I don't think they are that much bigger, but they just look noticeably bigger because the numbers on the Lions team's back just look way smaller, like as like almost like, and that made like the players look bigger because in comparison the Japan's players had like bigger numbers on their backs. So you created like a weird optical illusion almost. Like the Lions players were just bigger than the Japanese players. But anyway, that Lions jersey looks really good. I'm not sure if that's like a mistake or I don't know why they made the numbers like noticeably like small. And yeah, but it did really make the Lions players look bigger. I just noticeably like much bigger than Japanese players. But yeah, Japanese players have some pretty big boy there in Japan. I don't think they were that much bigger, but yeah, the jersey really made it look, I don't know if it's a jersey or if they're actually just bigger, but we'll see when they go up against South Africa, I guess. But yeah, that jersey really, I thought looked really nice. Anyway, a few minutes later, the Lions were compiling more pressure onto the Japan, and Japan's defense really starting to like give away more and more territory when they're getting tackled. And there was like some really again, Josh Adam with some really good running once again. He gets tackled, and then there was about 20 meters out, Duan van der Merven, the South African plant, the South African spy, gets the ball. And he sees an open. He gets the ball from the rock. He sees like a gap on the blind side, and he takes a run, and he just powers through and gets his first try for the Lions. This guy played for the South African under 20s. Pretty sure played for the Springboks under 20s. He's gonna be doing his country very proud when he throws the game for the Lions. We know. Everybody knows what he's doing. He's a spy. He's a spy. Anyway, the commentators actually made some really try to do their stand-up, try to do their stand-up comedian bits or something, and they actually mentioned, and I laughed out loud, I kid you not, that the British and Irish Lions is the most prestigious side because it is the most difficult team to be selected in the world. I just laughed. I laughed so loud. Despite the fact that someone named Duan van der Merwe just scored. Someone named Van der Merwe just scored for the Lions. And he's saying that the Lions team is the most difficult team to be selected for. Very funny, man. Very funny. Anyway, the 21 minutes in, Justin Tipuric seems to be hurt as well. He gets taken off the field, and I was like, 36 Lions left on the tour, 36 Lions left. You take him out, you spin them around, and 35 Lions left. So I don't think he's injured, but anyway, he's off the field. 21 minutes in. And then 23 minutes in, Lions puts on their third try. Once again, there was a penalty for the Lions, and this is the first time in the game they actually executed their set piece from a line out correctly. Yield a result for them. So they went for a line out. They went for a maul, and then there was a nice. The ball comes. The maul didn't go anywhere, and the ball comes out. Conor Murray has the ball, comes out, and he spots. What's his name? He spots. Robbie Henshaw, and then Henshaw just ran this really nice angle around the 10 position. Just cuts back in. Really nice short pass to him. He just runs straight through for the third try for the Lions. Just looks almost so easy at this point. And Japan, outside of a few times where Natsushima-san, who got the ball and able to make make some space out wide, getting over the advantage line, Japan really wasn't going forward. Anyway, at and also the scrums started out really well for Japan. So the scrums were pretty even. The lineouts were pretty even. And then the Lions scrum just kind of started to slowly build and get a better, started to get a better, get the upper hand up with Japan. So the 23 minutes, there was the scrum went down. Japan, the scrum got demolished by the Lions after a pretty good start for the first 32 minutes. And eventually halftime, the Lions were up 21 points to 0. Yeah. Anyway, second half starts, 42 minutes. Nakamura-san winning. 2 minutes into the game, the Lions were attacking again, and Nakamura-san did an accidental swinging arm, smacked Liam Williams on the nose, and looked like he broke his nose. And Liam Williams had to get massive tampons stuck into his nose to stop it from bleeding. And there was a really funny shot of him with the tampons sticking out of his nose. Yeah, and but despite the fact that was a head contact, probably should have been a penalty. But no penalty was given for that. That was a little bit weird. So I thought that should have been a little bit, at least a penalty. It might not be a yellow card, but it still should have been a penalty for a high shot. But no penalty was given there. So and then a few minutes later, the Lions were able to build some more pressure on the Japan. I think they had a line out once again, and eventually Courtney Laws, a couple of faces like Courtney Laws, gets himself over the line. He tries to crash him over. He lands on the ground and he spins himself around to try to place the ball down, and he drops the ball. And the commentators were like, "Oh, Courtney Laws. This is he's only ever scored one try for England, and this would be the first try he scores for the Lions." And then the TMO had a look at it. He drops the ball. Denied. No try for Laws. Very unlucky. I'm not sure how he dropped that. That was just really clumsy, I guess. I mean, obviously he's the tackler did not really affect the ball or anything. Didn't have his hand on the ball or anything. He just slipped out his hand. It was a little bit disappointing for him. And 48 minutes, the Lions gets their fourth try. Ty Burns goes in for his debut Lions try as well. So I think all the tries scored tonight were debut Lions tries for the players. But anyway, Ty Burns, the Lions were about 22 minutes out, and once again he ran he was around the 10 channel. There was Conor Murray gets the ball out and he just passed it to Ty Burns, a really flat pass to Burns. He just immediately crashed over the advantage line, shrugged off the tackler that was covering him, coming in from the outside. Stepped inside, shrugged off the tackler, just ran in for a really, really, really nice run and a try for around 22 meters run. So really, really, really good. On the 54th minute, my favorite player in the Lions team, Owen Farrell-son, is on the field. It's really, really funny, okay? He did nothing this game. He made like 2 tackles and that's it. I don't even think he touched the ball this game. But he gets on the field at 54 minute, right? He imagine this. Owen Farrell. He gets on the field. The first thing he does. So there's like so there was like an injury. Imagine there's like someone's on the ground injured. So and then they start putting substitutions. Farrell gets on the field. Hasn't even touched the ball yet. Hasn't done anything. The first thing he does is gets the one of the trainer comes over to him. He calls the trainer over. And he takes the bottle of water and start drinking water. You start drinking water before he's even before he even done anything in the game. The first thing he does is take a drink of water from the trainers before he's done anything. Okay? I thought that was really bizarre. Like he literally just got on. Why didn't he take a drink before he he left the bench? But anyway, he takes a drink before anything's even happening. And it did nothing for the entire game. I was looking, anyway. He comes on for number 12 over Banyaki. But, that was quite weird. The Japan also started doing substitutions. And the Rookie of the Year in Super Rugby, Aotearoa, the Japan's number 8 replacement, Himeno-san. He's on the field. He gets on the field. And, man. Let's go into what happened. About 58th minute, he gets on the field. 2 minutes later, right? There was a penalty against the Lions. Japan opted for a line out. The ball went long. The ball comes down. Looks like they were gonna set up for a maul, and then they faked the maul. So Himeno runs around, rips the ball out of the back, and he runs around the back of the line out, and he just crashes through. He had a couple players behind him, driving him through. He crashes him through, lands him on the line, puts the ball down. Himeno-san! First try for Japan. Literally as soon as he got on the field, he makes a huge impact. Man, this guy is, he's actually really, really, really good. And he's a big boy as well. He's number 8. He plays for the Highlanders at number 8 as well for the whole season. He's done really, really, really well. Starting number 8 for the Highlanders in New Zealand is quite an achievement. And yeah, Himeno. And like I said, Himeno is a big guy. He's not like a small kid. And he looks small compared to the rest of the Lions team. I think it's something to do with the numbers creating an optical illusion. Because Himeno is definitely a giant boy. And he did not look like... And the Lions players still look like they're just bigger than him. And I'm pretty sure it's something to do with the numbers. Looking smaller and creating an optical illusion. Anyway, 64 minute, there was a... 64 minute, something bizarre happened. So there was another mistake from the British and Irish Lions. Around 40, just inside their own 40. And there was on an angle on the sideline, right? And you think that, first of all, this is not a test match, so it doesn't matter if you win or lose. So you wanted to just kind of work on your set pieces. And second of all, Japan is so far behind already at this point. This really isn't much of a point to go for penalty kicks. You need to, if you want to win the game, you have about 15 minutes left. You're still 3 tries behind. You should go for tries anyway, right? So it looks like Japan was talking about what they wanted to do. And the T-boy, who is also runs on the water, runs on the field, hands the water to what's his name? Nakamura-san, the number 10. And Nakamura gets the water and looks at the T-boy again. He also had a T on him. So the T-boy also just went like this. And do you want this? Do you want a T? And Nakamura-san I don't know what happened, but Nakamura-san just reached out and touched the T. And he just grabbed the T. Despite the fact that they have not made a decision to kick for the goal or for the sideline, the rule states if you have the T on the field, you have indicated. That is an indication that you wanted to take the penalty. So he grabs the T, and then there was a confusion, and the Lynch is like, no, we're gonna go for the line out, and the referee's like, alright, he goes for the line out, and then Dan Bigger starts screaming, the T is on the field! The T is on the field! He has to take the 3! He has to take the 3! And then the referee's like, come on, mate. Whatever, okay. Yeah, that's the... And then he starts screaming like, that's the rules! The T is on the field! He has to take the kick! And then and the referee's like, alright, fine. This is my last match. I'm retiring after this. Alright, you have to take the 3 now. T is on the field. You have to take 3. So you look like the T-boy made a mistake. Like, he just had the T on him when he was taking the water out. And then he just, like, he's not supposed to. So then they were forced to take the 3 points. And Nakamura-san looked really, really annoyed. Oh, come on. Like, now I have to take this kick from this, like, really far distance in the corner. And he just looked really, really, you can see on his face. He's noticeably annoyed by, like, what the T-boy did. So thanks, T-boy. You ruined the game. Like, imagine if you made a wrong decision because of a T-boy made a mistake. Imagine that in, like, yeah. Like, honestly, that's the first time I've ever seen the T-boy, like, accidentally made a mistake for the team. But it wasn't, like, 100% the T-boy's fault. But still, if the T is on the... That is the rule, actually. You know, if the T is on the field, you must take 3. Like, if it's on the field, that means you wanted to take the kick. Otherwise, the T shouldn't be up there. So that's actually in the rule book. I was looking at this the other day, actually. I was like, oh, okay. So you don't have to tell the referee you want to take the 3 or take the sideline. As soon as the T is on the field, you've indicated that you want to take the kick. So you can't, Anyway, so he takes the 3 and he misses. He looks even more annoyed after this, Nakamura-san. And anyway, so that's really annoying for Japan. And then 2 minutes later, about 2 minutes later, 67th minute, so something weird happened again. Japan got another penalty. So they missed that. Yes, another penalty on the opposite side of the field, closer to the goal. So this was only about 25 meters out, maybe. And it's better of an angle. So in a very kickable spot. And Japan, I'm not sure if it's because the T-boy is on the field again, or they actually wanted... Anyway, the T-boy runs on the field, and Japan opted for another 3. I'm just, like, mind-boggled. Why did they take another 3? Like, they just wanted to make sure that Nakamura-san can kick a 3-point? Just... Because he's already kicked the conversion for the try. Like, what is going on here? So anyway, I don't know what's happening. Maybe there was some translation issue in the Japanese camp. The T-boy is the T-boy literally looked like a Japanese kid that's in like university or something, or like some 18-year-old Japanese boy running the T. He probably doesn't know the rules, but again, the T was on the field, so they opted for another 3. But this time, Nakamura-san gets the kick. So Japan 10 points. The Lions 28. So from there going forward, on the 69th minute, Jack Conan goes off. He didn't look like he was injured. He just like maybe got a hit on the head, and they just took him off the field. And because the fact that the Lions has used up all their substitutions, so now they had to play the last 10 minutes of the game with 14 players. Like, they don't even care. They just want to make sure no one gets injured, I guess. So Jack Conan goes off, and the Lions just play with one less person in the scrum. And still, the Japan was not able to, outside of, once again, Nakamura had a couple of really good runs. Slips through a few tackles, made some good meters. But yeah, Japan really didn't have that punching power to get over the line. So yeah, and 72 minutes, something weird happened. The Japan big man, I think his name is Totafu. Anyway, this is his debuting for Japan. His number 21. I think his name is Totafu. He runs in. Dan Bigger came after tackling with one of his high hug tackles. And he just like stiff ups him, like throws him to the ground. I'm pretty sure, from memory, you can't tackle. You can't. Yeah, pretty sure that's a penalty. I think I remember seeing that somewhere. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's rules that you can't put your hands on Dan Bigger like that. You can't, rough handle Dan Bigger. I'm pretty sure that's against the rules in rugby union. Again, the referee should have given a penalty. Should have penalised him. Probably yellow card him. Yellow card Tokafu or something for that. Yeah. Nice run for Tokafu, but you're not allowed to manhandle Dan Bigger when he's tackling you. You just have to take the tackle and go down. Nice and easy so Bigger doesn't get hurt. Otherwise, it's a penalty. Yeah, he really roughed him up a bit there. Surprised that the referee didn't blow the whistle. Weird. Anyway, this is his last game, so he's gonna ride off to the sunset after this one. And yeah, that's pretty much the last thing that happened. Japan really tried to score a try in extra time, but they really weren't able to build enough phases to get there. Still quite a bit of work to do. And yeah, this was... I I had really high hopes into this game, but this was... The intensity, I thought this was a bit of a let off in the second half, especially for the Lions team. But yeah, anyway, let me know what you think. And thanks for watching this. I'll see you guys next time next week for rugby news. And yeah, thanks for watching.